Welcome into this special edition of Queen City News at 5. I'm Morgan Francis in the studio.
And I'm Alicia Barnes, live here in Mount Airy. Oh, it's so exciting to be here. This is the last stop of our Queen City Hometown Fall Tour, and we have picked the best place to be able to come. There's so much to be able to see and do. Of course, this is our hometown stop where every Wednesday during our 5 o'clock show, we go to a different city and town to showcase why people love to call a place like this home. I want to take you to the sky right now so you can be able to look over this beautiful city to see why so many people come here and travel here to get a bird's eye view of the town. It's situated all the way up on the North Carolina state line near Virginia, but you probably know it by a different name. Of course, get ready to whistle Mayberry from the Andy Griffith Show. The star Andy Griffith was born right here in Mount Airy, and the town is believed to be the inspiration for the show. And Mount Airy is embracing the connection with the series. And Morgan, as I send it back to you in the studio, I mean, check this out over my shoulder, a Barney Fife patrol car. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, right? There's so many iconic things to see and do here in Mayberry, and we cannot wait to showcase why people love to call Mount Airy home.
Oh yeah, the car is so cool. Now I've already got the music stuck in my head. I'm sure it's going to last for the rest of the night. Very much looking forward to what you guys have in store, Alicia. Thanks so much. Right now at 5, packing up and moving out. The top 2 firefighters in the Gaston County town of Stanley are out of their jobs, causing dozens of firefighters to walk off the job in support of them. Queen City News anchor Robin Kennedy joins us now live from the Stanley Fire Department. And Robin, a lot of fallout from all of this.
Right, Morgan. The former assistant fire chief tells me the town never used the word fire, but they told him how he could go about coming here to the fire department and collecting his things. However you say it, he and the former chief are now out of a job. Packing up and moving out. Former Stanley Fire Chief Eric Withers took out several items from the Stanley Fire Department Wednesday afternoon. His former firefighters went with him. One of them sending us this photo that he says shows the collection of gear from Tuesday night inside the fire station.
They weren't even given a warning. There was no notice this was going to happen.
Michael Russell worked for the Stanley Fire Department for 3 years. He says he's one of 23 firefighters of about 32, all part-time, to resign after the town of Stanley told the chief and assistant chief they were out of a job.
It's a brotherhood. You develop trust and confidence in your leadership. They took that away from us.
The town manager, Heath Jenkins, says no employees were fired and that the former chief and assistant chief, who were part-time, had a, quote, priority at their full-time jobs at fire departments in other locations. Jenkins wrote in an email, quote, the Stanley Fire Department is a part-time department made up of part-time and volunteers. That is the reason the council is moving in a new direction with a full-time chief and a combination of full, part-time, and volunteers. Jenkins says there have been some resignations, but also people applying for open positions. And he's confident that the town has, quote, not drastically diminished fire protection.
They're not hung out to dry. Every town and department has a mutual aid agreement with other stations.
Russell remains frustrated that firefighters left the job they love over issues with the town.
We were just fed up with the things that go on with the budget and not being able to staff the ladder or the engines properly, not having the manpower here. We just had enough.
Now, the town does have an interim fire chief as well as a public safety director in place here. I'm live in Stanley. Robin Kennedy, Queen City News.
Right now at 5, a state of emergency has ended in Henderson County, but crews continue to put out a wildfire that's destroyed several buildings and burned hundreds of acres. The Poplar Drive fire is now 95% contained. It's been burning for more than a week now. Officials say the end of the state of emergency does not change the burn ban in effect. A team of Charlotte nonprofits are wanting to get a better sense of air quality in Mecklenburg County. You may soon see these monitors on homes or businesses in Davidson, Cornelius, and Huntersville. As Queen City News anchor Derek Dellinger found out, the effort will give real-time monitoring to everyone.
Much of the concentration for these air monitors will be in underserved areas like here in West Davidson, areas that have seen gentrification, construction, and traffic. But the information gathered here could give a better sense of what's happening across northern Mecklenburg County. Air quality is a notable concern right now because of some of the wildfire smoke we've seen this year, especially with what the area is seeing now from western North Carolina. Clean Air, which is a nonprofit, is working with a number of other organizations to get these air monitors in place. Part of it is to see air quality in these underserved areas, but it will also give everyone a very up-close look at how good or bad the air quality is in towns that, in some cases, aren't monitored at all. The hope is to find what exactly is out there.
They work by measuring particulate matter 2.5, which is a really tiny micron that is smaller than a piece of hair that your lungs cannot filter. And that particular type of pollutant exacerbates a lot of health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, asthma, and things of that nature.
We'll take a closer look at the effort and what these communities hope to get from these air monitors coming up at 6. In Davidson, Derek Dellinger, Queen City News.
Statesville police arrested a man they say brutally beat and strangled his wife to death during an argument. Clarence Tyson has been charged with first-degree murder. Deputies say a fight broke out between the two at their home. Sheriff's office says evidence collected shows Tyson brutally assaulted his wife, and an autopsy revealed the cause of death was strangulation. Officials say the woman also had several broken bones and severe bruising. Tyson has a criminal history and has been charged with felony larceny and assault on a female. He is being held without bond. If you or a loved one is facing domestic violence, help is readily available. You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. You can also head to queencitynews.com or qcnews.com rather for more resources in both North and South Carolina. One Charlotte neighborhood is getting ready to tap into the city's first ever social district. But before people fill the streets in the heart of Plaza Midwood, bar and restaurant owners are looking for some guidance on how this will all play out. That's where we find Queen City News reporter Daniel Pearson. Daniel, really a big meeting that's happening with Plaza Midwood neighbors in about a half hour. What can we expect?
Yeah, well, tonight is all about setting expectations, but also setting forth the guidelines so that these businesses are able to kick this thing off whenever it does start and also make sure that they are in compliance. There's a lot of excitement about bringing a social district here to Plaza Midwood, but there's also some concerns. So tonight's meeting is to try and address the concerns that some business owners may have as well as community members have. I'm told that there are chances that they will be able to ask questions as well as get feedback in terms of what they can expect. A big thing too is we're going to hear a timeline for when all of this is going to kick off. And talking with some of the people that are going to be leading this meeting, they say that the biggest thing that they want is engagement so that way they can start a conversation, so that way this can be as smooth as possible.
Because it's going to take a lot of community support to help with cleanups and organizing them and making sure people are showing up, making sure to spread awareness of what the actual rules are and expected behavior. So what I'm ideally would love to get is just engagement from the community.
And I'm told that a part of the questions that are going to be answered is security as well as sanity and the cleanliness of what's going to be done to address those concerns. This meeting, again, kicks off at 5:30. It's going to wrap up at 7:30 tonight at 10. We're going to break down the timeline as well as what you can expect to start seeing out this way. Live in Plaza Midwood, Daniel Pierce, Queen City News.
Going to be a good turnout, Daniel. Thank you. Social districts have been a main topic of conversation across the Charlotte region. Right now, the city of Lowell is considering a new district. Gastonia and Kannapolis leaders recently approved plans for districts in their cities. Huntersville already has a social district in Birkdale Village, and town leaders are talking about adding a second one. You're looking live over Bank of America Stadium as we are following breaking news in the world of the Carolina Panthers. Head coach Frank Reich is taking back the reins. He announced he is taking back offensive play calling duties. It comes after he previously gave it up to offensive coordinator Thomas Brown just 3 games ago. Sports director Carla Gebhardt joins us now from Bank of America Stadium with more on the big decision.
Certainly have some big news out of Bank of America Stadium today. When Coach Frank Reich entered his press conference, he opened up with a statement that he will resume the play calling duties. And of course, this comes just 3 weeks after giving those responsibilities to offensive coordinator Thomas Brown. Now, how much of the offense will really change? It sounds like a pretty big change, but Coach Reich reassures us that this is a collaborative process with the coaching staff, just as it has been all season. He said maybe only 10% of the offense should change on Sunday against the Cowboys. Now, Coach Frank Reich also said that this has nothing to do with Thomas Brown and everything to do with this team and how they are supposed to win this game on Sunday. Here's what he had to say.
And I just want to give my attention and everything I can do and everything I can bring to bear to help the offense, take a next step. It'll still be collaborative. Thomas is still running the show as far as the offense and all the install meetings and game planning. He's still right at the center. He and I working together like we've been all year. So I trust Thomas more than anybody, and he's helped me become a better coach and a better man. So this isn't about that. This is about the team. This is about us all playing the role that we think can help us these last 8 games.
And Coach Frank Reich says that he came to this decision because he has spent most of his career as a play caller, and he feels that this is really where he can help this team succeed through these last 8 games on the schedule. Coming up at 6, though, I'm going to be talking more about Thomas Brown and if this decision will impact his career at all as a play caller, as an offensive coordinator, of only having 3 games under his belt. Coach Frank Reich mentioned this a little bit earlier today. You can hear from him coming up at 6.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Tara Lane, back here live in the town of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Of course, the home of the famous Andy Griffith, otherwise known as Mayberry, Mount Airy, Mayberry. I've had that song in my head all week. I probably will continue to have it for the next week. But it's cloudy, it's cooler here today, but I'm tracking a warm-up on the way before it gets chilly again, along with some pre-Thanksgiving rain. The forecast is next. Maureen.
Tara, welcome to Mayberry. All hour long, we're going to explore why this town has become a beacon for so many, and not just because of the Andy Griffith Show. And our first story is about why so many people choose to come here. Morgan, what a perfect way to end our hometown series this fall. We've got a great show ahead.
Oh, and it looks like such a quaint town. Looking forward to it, Maureen. All those hometown stories and more. You're watching Carolina's own Queen City News. The most local news in the Carolinas continues after the break.
Welcome back. We are live here in Mount Airy. Population of the city about 10,000. Now, if you hear us say town, it's because it's the fictional town, of course, of that of Mayberry, that is based on Andy Griffith, where he grew up right here in Mount Airy, and the show, the Andy Griffith Show, that so many people have come to love. And this town and city is just so iconic of just all the things that are just remembrance of the show. I want to show you that we brought out our whole A-list cast for this last bit of our hometown tour. It's so sad that this is the end of our tour, but it's exciting of all the things we have to show you this hour here in Mount Airy. Of course, we have Maureen Wirtz, our favorite storyteller for our hometown series, here over in the downtown area of Mount Airy. And then also, too, we have our chief meteorologist, Tara Lane, who is bringing us the sights and sounds and more of the artistic side of Mount Airy in the downtown area. As you see that beautiful mural behind her of Andy Griffith, of all his different stages of his career. And, of course, our drone today is being piloted by Jack Anderson. So I'm going to take you to the sky so you can be able to see exactly what it looks like from above and just how gorgeous of a city this is. And also, you have to take a listen to the official soundtrack of the Andy Griffith Show. It's called The Fishing Hole and was written by Earl Hagen and Herbert Spencer. Take it in right now. Hagen is the man who is whistling the song. And through the song, though it has no words in the show, it did come with lyrics that Andy Griffith later recorded. And of course, Andy Griffith was born here in Mount Airy back in 1926. And his famous show, The Andy Griffith Show, ran from 1960 to 1968. And though that was 55 years ago, the idea of Mayberry draws crowds of visitors all year long. And you can see the mural. That's where Tara Lane was standing. Up there you're looking at of Andy Griffith. It's just gorgeous here around the Mount Airy community. I want to bring now in our storyteller, Maureen Wirtz. Maureen, there's so much to take in here. I mean, I was so excited. You know this. I'm a huge Andy Griffith fan, of course, watching him on his show, Matlock, but so many people know him from the Andy Griffith Show, and you see all kinds of iconic things all around Main Street. I mean, just right here, I showed you the Barney Fife patrol car, but over my shoulder, I mean, just to see Floyd's barbershop, Maureen, I mean, Mayberry is everywhere.
Mayberry is everywhere. And when we first started shooting these stories, Alicia, I wanted to explore what Mayberry means to people. Yes, it's tied to the Andy Griffith Show, we know that, but it's been decades since the show aired, and we discovered that people are still finding Mayberry for themselves. No matter what day,
if you go inside this door, there's a young lady in there that will book you on a squad car tour.
it's a place people choose to swing by.
We have 2 other cars out there wandering around picking up chicken thieves and moonshiners.
After a few minutes in the front of Wally's service station, it's clear why.
And I'm only working a couple. That's constant.
Another constant?
Yeah, you got to watch this neighborhood because there's patrol cars going by all the time.
Happiness. And an experience straight out of a movie. Or in this case, a famous, treasured television show.
But you get out there and you fire it up and you go, how cool is this?
Norm Schultz has been driving the squad cars for 2 years.
This happens to be a 1961 Ford Galaxy 500 like the ones they used on the show. But it's not one of the ones from the show. But it could be, as they like to say down here.
The writer,
Pay no attention to that chicken thief in the back.
is being taken to Mayberry, a journey back in time to the Andy Griffith Show.
The Haymore Memorial Baptist Church, and that just happens to be the church that Andy and his parents attended right there.
There's one phrase,
3 little words. Nip it in the bud. Oh yeah, that's 3 words. We put them together here. Nip it in the bud!
that will be repeated
Nip it in the bud!
over
Now nip it in the bud!
and over.
Deputy's job's never done.
Norm loves all of it, including the TV show, and he knows about TV.
When you go to audition, you have to stand in front of the camera. They say, can you slate? And I'm here for the role of squad car driver.
While he drives now, he's been in countless movies and TV shows as a stand-in, including Blue Bloods.
That was you. That was you. What's Tom Selleck like?
Norm moved to Mount Airy a few years ago. When he took a ride around town, he knew this was home.
You choose to smile. You choose to be happy. You have that opportunity every day to make someone else's day. And I don't take that lightly.
Behind the wheel or walking on the sidewalk,
We roll the sidewalks up here, buddy. What do you think this is? Some kind of big city?
it's easy to find joy, especially when choosing Mayberry. I loved it when Norm said you choose to be happy. That's definitely a choice here that so many people make. Those squad car rides go all day. And Alicia, I know one is behind you. You should definitely check it out. It's really fun, and you get to experience history in a completely unique way. And those cars are really pretty comfortable, and they ride pretty smooth.
Oh, I'm telling you, if I didn't have to be right here live on the show, I was going to jump inside and just take just a circle around the block. It looks so cool. Oh, there's so much to be able to see. We're going to talk to the mayor of Mount Airy coming up. But for right now, Tara, I'm going to toss it over to you because we picked the perfect night. It's getting a little brisk and a little chilly, but I mean, the weather is just gorgeous.
It's gorgeous here in Mount Airy. I know we've got those cooler temperatures. Yesterday we were approaching 70, and we'll get back up there over the next few days. I just want to talk a little bit about this mural behind me that we were talking about. This was just completed back in May of 2002 by an artist out of Greensboro named Jex, and it was totally painted with spray paint. And it's basically, yes, the different pictures as it goes through time from when he was a younger man up until he was a little bit older, of course. And it's his photo superimposed over a silhouette of Pilot Mountain, which of course was talked about in the show as this big city. So Pilot Mountain, just not too far away from here. Cooler today, cloudy, but as I said, we do have those warmer temperatures on the way for the next few days. Right now we've got 58 degrees here in Mount Airy, and the wind is nice and calm, and it is still dry. We've got temperatures area-wide, a little bit cooler up in the mountains, about 47 in Jefferson. Otherwise, most temps are sitting in the mid and upper 50s. We've had the clouds rolling in, but no rain. All the rain continues to be off to the south. Can't rule out maybe a few sprinkles moving into, say, upstate South Carolina by the end of the evening. As we've been saying over and over again, rain badly needed. Nothing in the rain gauge today in Charlotte, and obviously we're running behind on the month by close to 1.5 inches already, and now we have that small yearly deficit by just over 3/4 of an inch, and that number will likely continue to grow as we have no good chance of rain really on the way until maybe about 6-7 days from now. So the drought will continue to worsen across the area. Back to a little more sunshine tomorrow. An incoming cold front will bring the chance of a few late week showers. That's mainly in the mountains before that better chance of rain arrives next week. So most of the rain for another day tomorrow does stay to our south. We'll see a little more sunshine, helping to warm those temperatures back up through the upper 60s to near 70. You can see how the clouds kind of move out and erode away a little bit more tomorrow, and then they'll start to move back in ahead of that incoming front for Friday. Friday early in the morning up in the mountains, a little bit of light rain is possible, but then you can see how a lot of it just really falls apart by Saturday morning. So overall, it's looking like a nice weekend. But notice early next week, that's when we have that much better chance of widespread soaking rainfall starting to push in by late Monday and really affecting us by Tuesday. Maybe not so great timing, of course, with Thanksgiving travel coming up for a lot of you. Mountain forecast, pretty similar. Of course, the temperatures are a little cooler. Minor rain chance Friday into Saturday, much better chance by the end of the day on Monday. So temperatures waking up tomorrow morning, a little chillier with the lack of clouds more north of Charlotte. Those clouds breaking apart a little more, so that will allow temperatures to fall into the 30s. Warming up around that 70-degree mark heading into at least first half of the weekend. Front passes. It's back to the cooler side of life through early next week and possibly with more rain. We'll be right back. Queen City News Hometown continues after this break.
All new at 5 tonight, we've got an app for just about anything on our phones. Well, now Duke researchers are adding to that list, releasing a groundbreaking new app designed to help diagnose autism in younger children sooner. It's called Sense to Know. The app uses artificial intelligence to record the child's responses to videos. It analyzes things like head and mouth movements, facial expressions, even how often a toddler blinks. Right now, the current way of addressing autism is through a parental questionnaire. Duke professors say that isn't sufficient.
The human eye cannot detect these subtle indicators that end up being highly discriminative in terms of a diagnosis of autism. The problem is that this questionnaire is not as accurate as it should be, particularly for children of color and for girls. It's missing kids.
Researchers said the app would be most effective used with the questionnaire to catch autism early. There is one more pilot study to get through before the app can be broadly marketed. Maureen, what's coming up?
So far, we've learned that Mayberry is a choice, and our next story is all about what happens when you choose joy and decide to look at the sweeter side of life. Morgan, it's a beautiful night. We still have some more great stuff ahead.
All right, Maureen, sounds good. Our hometown stories continue right after this. You're watching Carolina's own Queen City News, the most local news in the Carolinas.
Oh, welcome back to Queen City Hometown. We're live here in Mount Airy, and most of you know it as Mayberry, of course, right? Yeah, well, we've talked a lot about why the town is known as Mayberry and all about Andy Griffith and the Andy Griffith Show. But I want to take you to the sky right now because this city is known for way more also than the Andy Griffith Show. Of course, there's something else they're very proud of, and it's in the form of a rock. Of course, we're talking about granite. That's because the whole city is built on granite, and because it's right next to the world's largest open-faced rock quarry that covers 60 acres. And the granite has been used in famous structures, including the Wright Brothers National Memorial and the Arlington Memorial Bridge in Washington, D.C. I want to bring back in our favorite hometown storyteller, Maureen Wirtz. Now, Maureen, I can't imagine that I'm even saying this, but even if somebody is not a fan of Andy Griffith, there is more reasons to come to Mount Airy, right?
Oh, absolutely, Alicia. They have a lot going on here. There is wine. They have desserts that you can only find in this region. And there are places here that make you feel like you're in heaven. For those searching for something special, something sweet, Angela Scher's Bakery is a beacon in Mount Airy.
Whatever we have cooking, they'll always walk in and say, God, it smells heavenly in here.
And Angela may likely be someone sent from above.
They only know me as Miss Angel. Oh, walking up the street, there she goes. There's Miss Angel.
Miss Angel.
Tiffy, they're coming over. She has a broken ankle.
Okay. That may not be her God-given name, but it's who she is around here.
Ask me how many flavors of pie I have.
They are small.
Strawberry rhubarb.
But
this is a caramel apple. This is a peach cherry mix.
There are so
many.
45 flavors and I invented every one.
All the ingredients in her pies come from her farm.
Guys, I did just make apple and cherry fried pies too.
And that draws people from everywhere.
Where are you guys coming from?
Nebraska.
Oh, wow. I've not had anyone from Nebraska yet.
She was raised by bakers in Brooklyn.
This one is coming beautiful.
But was never formally trained.
I can actually smell it. It's weird. When you're a baker, you can smell the product as it's getting done.
She's been here for 14 years.
Sorry guys, my arms are in slow gear right now.
And this year has been a tough one.
The flour sometimes aggravates the lung and it stays in the lung. So I just found out I had baker's lung.
She has to wear a mask when working with flour in the kitchen, but it's not just that. After getting COVID, something else settled in her lungs.
I was really concerned. I'm on 21-day medication treatment right now. Very expensive medicine. You know, I'm still a little concerned, but I'm not going to let it take over what I'm doing.
Just like the heart on her jacket and the one above her.
I don't take certain things for granted. I take the little things to heart, and I put my heart in that. That's where the heart comes from.
It's this.
I'll tell you what, for your boo-boo, you want a scoop of ice cream on it on me?
The little moments.
Well, I've never had anyone in 15 years from Nebraska in my store, so that's a first.
The conversations.
I knew she was going to say something in the corner. She's from Nebraska, too.
The laughter.
I feel like everyone has a name and their family now.
That make life so sweet.
So Miss Angel makes everything from scratch, and I wish you could smell how good her store smells. You're just gonna have to come visit for yourself. And speaking of places to visit, Alicia is at Floyd's Barbershop with the mayor.
It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, we are here inside of Floyd's Barbershop, and it's just amazing. I'm joined here with the mayor of Mount Airy, Mayor John Cawley, and just thanks so much for hanging with me today. To walk in and see this, it is just incredible. The 30,000 pictures on the walls. I mean, you're just kind of taken away when you come in.
Yeah, it's Mount Airy.
It really is. And as you said, this barbershop is where stories come to life. What don't we know about Floyd's Barbershop?
Well, one of the things you don't know is the barber, Jeff Doty. He is the only barber that we know of in the world that was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize.
Wow, really?
And if they come to Mount Airy and ask about it, I'm sure they can find out the full story behind the headline.
And it's really cool that here at Floyd's Barbershop, I mean, they still cut hair. I was talking to the barber today, and he said, I've already done 3 people, but people come in here to Mount Airy all the time just to be able to see what's on the wall, to be able to kind of have that sense of nostalgia. And is it amazing when you see people kind of come through the door, just walk around?
Well, yes. Yesterday I was visiting with Jeff here, and there were 2 couples that just stuck their head in and looked around. They weren't getting haircuts, but they felt the freedom to do that. And, you know, it was actually kind of an invasion of his space, but he's good with it.
I know you get this question a lot, but how close and similar is Mount Airy to Mayberry?
I think in some ways it's very close, and in other ways, you know, they're a lot different. The way that it's close is that on the television show, the way I remember it, and I don't watch it anymore. Not that I'm opposed to it, but I live it now to some degree. But you know, they took whatever problem they had, and they solved it in 30 minutes, and they left everybody with hope.
Yeah.
And I think that part of Mount Airy is running parallel with the TV show. We have every problem that every other city I know of has, and we work diligently around here to try to solve them.
Yeah.
We're not looking for them, but when they come up, we're really resourceful.
And I know you recently came under fire for handling the homeless situation here, because that's one of the problems that you're facing in Mount Airy. Kind of talk to me about that and what you're seeing.
Well, we have an issue with homelessness. And a lot of part of the country does. Our issue is that we want to help people. This is the most generous and caring community that I've ever lived in, and I like everywhere I've ever lived. But this place wants to help people, and so we raised over $500,000 last year in our local missions fund called the United Fund. And there's 26 agencies that are waiting to help people who are in need. Now, some of those people have shelter.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of them don't. We haven't really come under fire so much as for trying to help them, but people think that we don't want homeless. Well, I don't know anybody that wants homeless.
Right.
But we want them to receive assistance, and if they're not willing to receive assistance and they break the law, then we have to deal with that.
But you really mentioned also too Mount Airy, it is all about the people, and that's why you have so many people. I mean, just being here today, seeing people line Main Street, of going to the different shops, what is it that's so attractive that brings people here as a tourist city?
I can't tell you. It's the quaint, kind way of life. People around here slow down, and they look each other in the eye, and they speak. I had to spend one summer after I had moved here in the Northeast working to finish up my doctorate. And when I spoke to people, they looked at me like, "What do you want?" And I realized that there's a big cultural gap between the way we live down here and the way other people, kind of defend themselves in other parts of the country.
Well, Mayor John, I just want to say thank you so much for giving us more insight about Mount Airy. And Morgan, as I send it back to you in the studio, you can see why so many people love to call Mount Airy home.
Yeah, it's definitely because of the people. Alicia, thank you. A longtime racing museum in North Carolina is taking its last lap. The Winston Cup Museum will be closing its doors over financial concerns after being open for 19 years. It comes after a series of legal battles with the owners of the Winston Cup name. A recent lawsuit forced the museum to rename and rebrand itself, but leaders say that process just became too expensive. Officials with the museum in Winston-Salem are encouraging anyone who wants to visit to come in the next few weeks because the doors will close on December 16th.
And Morgan, I'm just down the road from where Alicia and Maureen are standing here in our final stop of our Queen City Hometown Show, our hometown tour of the fall, Mount Airy, North Carolina, in front of this beautiful Andy Griffith mural. And we're a little more clear here today compared to areas around the Charlotte region, but we do have some warmer temperatures, more sunshine on the way before there's actually a significant chance of rain to talk about in the coming days. When to expect that? That's next. Maureen.
We are here in Mount Airy, and all hour long we've learned that Mayberry can be whatever and wherever you need it. And our final story is about finding Mayberry through kindness. Stick with us. Our Queen City hometown stop in Mount Airy continues right after the break.
Welcome back here to Mount Airy as we're live here on a hometown tour. And I'm joined with our storyteller, Maureen Wirtz. And Maureen, all hour long, we've been talking about the history of Mount Airy and the sweet treats and, just the happy times. I mean, you just feel the happiness in the air. But this next story you're going to talk to us about is about the meaning of Mayberry.
Alicia, people love Mount Airy because it's about as close to Mayberry as you can get, but life doesn't work that way. This isn't a TV show, and problems can't be resolved in 30 minutes, but they can be solved through kindness. Sometimes it's 4 paws.
Holiday collars and leashes on sale.
Or 2 feet.
We don't have any peanut butter of any kind.
Those visiting Roxanne Can's shop in downtown Mount Airy.
Out of the 33 breeds, should we carry every one of them?
May notice the obvious at first.
I do. It's not just about dogs and cats. It's interacting with their owners too.
But there's something small and significant placed all over her store.
These are real good rocks.
They're custom.
So I'll pick up a rock and I'll be like, what do you want to be today? What do you look like?
And free.
I think I'm going to do a sunshine. And my necklace, this was Vincent's 5-year-old fingerprint. Yes.
A bit of a stuntman, musician, and dog lover.
I always refer to Vincent in the present tense because he is, to me, still here.
Vincent is her youngest son.
Probably his smile. His smile was just so bright.
But after dealing with bullies for years, he left this world at 14.
This overwhelming warmth just came over. And in that quiet moment, I just heard these voices that said, choose kindness.
The kindness she chose is small enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
And sometimes on the rocks that I do myself, I'll put a heart on them. And then it's almost like I know my own work.
There's the Mount Airy Public Library, a small business in town. The rock gardens are in a dozen different places all over the country. The one closest to Roxanne is a block away from her store. It's where she goes to talk to Vincent.
When you say something 3 times, it means you really mean it. And so I usually will always say, I love you, I love you, I love you, so that he really knows that I do.
The hand-painted rocks are small, but they stand out. And Vincent's legacy lives on. Maybe one day they'll be filling up a garden or the world with kindness.
So Roxanne speaks at schools and works with families in crisis, and we have to say, you are so loved. The world is better with you in it. And if someone you know is struggling or you're struggling, there are resources. I want to take a page out of Roxanne's book and say it 3 times. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. And Alicia, I carried this rock with me that Roxanne gave me. It says, be kind. And I think that's a reminder that we can all take, no matter if we live here in Mount Airy or elsewhere.
Maureen, so beautifully told. I mean, it's so beautifully told. As a mother, just hearing her story, just so inspirational of what she's doing. And you see that kindness all over Mount Airy. I mean, I can think of probably 20 examples that I've seen just being here this afternoon. The weather, Tara, I don't know if it's being kind to us, though. A little brisk, but beautiful. So I guess so, right, Tara?
Brisk but beautiful, and we are lucky to have so many sunny days. Of course, yes, we've had the dry weather and the drought situation ongoing, but besides that, we do live in a beautiful place here in the Carolinas, including good old Mayberry here in Mount Airy, the home of Andy Griffith, and you see the mural behind me. You've been seeing that, but temperatures are getting a little bit cooler out there, dropping through the low and mid 50s. We've got 57 down the road in Greensboro, and then heading down, say, Highway 52 and 77 into Salisbury, Albemarle, Charlotte area, 57 degrees there too. Of course, it's a little chillier in the mountains, sitting in the upper 40s, but we did top out at 59. That's about 10 degrees cooler actually than yesterday. So a little below average compared to yesterday. 45 was a low this morning, but just a little bit of a one-day cool down here today before temperatures start to warm up a little more for the rest of the week. A lot of clouds showing up there on that satellite imagery, but unfortunately not a lot of rain. It's possible that we could see some sprinkles working in toward upstate South Carolina later on this evening, but don't count on it really at all. Most of us will stay nice and dry out there. Temperatures, of course, continuing to cool down, mid-40s by 9, 10, 11 o'clock or so. We will see more sunshine coming out tomorrow, so that will help warm things up. And still, those areas of rain, showers, thunderstorms will continue to be closer to that stalled front and this wave of low pressure, which will move across South Florida. And eventually, it will develop a little more and head off the southeast U.S. coastline, too, going into the weekend, but keeping most of the rain either to our east or west with another front coming in, too. So tomorrow, we're in between those systems, and we will stay dry, just a mix of scattered clouds and, as I said, a little more sunshine, which will help warm things up closer to 70 degrees. Futurecast shows the clouds kind of moving out or eroding away through the day tomorrow. Now, with the approach of that front, moisture gathers a little more Friday morning, Saturday morning, so we could start to see a couple of sprinkles or a few light showers, mainly in the mountains, but it's just not a great chance. As you can see there, hardly any green showing up at all. But the weather changes, the pattern changes going into early next week. Rain incoming by the end of the day on Monday. Unfortunately, not very good timing if you do have some travel plans, especially driving on the road. Could be a wet one all around the region here, but just know that we do have a better chance chance of more of a widespread soaking rain coming in through early next week. Chillier temperatures, too. You can see that in the mountain forecast. We go from 60s and low 50s, low to mid 50s over the weekend, back into the upper 40s on Monday. So waking up tomorrow morning, it will be a little chillier in spots, some mid to upper 30s from, say, Morganton down through Albemarle, about 45 waking up in Charlotte, even close to freezing up there in the mountains, those higher elevations. And we'll have some mid 70s on the board tomorrow afternoon. Wadesboro, Cheraw, likely some of the warmer spots at 74, 69 in Charlotte, and a little bit warmer there for you all in the mountains up into the lower 60s. And if you're heading to the Panthers game on Sunday, really the entire weekend for the most part is looking nice. It's going to be a little cooler again, but nice and bright and sunny before that much better chance of rain rolls in for next Tuesday and Wednesday ahead of Thanksgiving, and some cooler temps again too. Queen City Hometown continues after the break.
Oh, we hope that you enjoyed our hometown tour here in Mount Airy. And I'm going to try and get through this without crying because this is our last one on our tour. And I think Brian Blakely speaks for me when I say this too. It was so awesome, Maureen. Your stories touch so many people. You lift us up. You just inspire us. The people inspire us. And I just want to thank you so much. And we went to so many places this fall tour.
Yeah.
I mean, just to remember some of them. Bessemer City.
Yes. So I was thinking about, like, how do you summarize what this year has been? And we have met so many just extraordinary people. And I think I was thinking about, like, I just love all these people who just do good just because they're doing good, and we show up and they're amazed that we show up and do a story on them. We've got McDonald's in Bessemer City. The two of them just, like, help out the community just because they know that that's a good thing to do. And you were there. You remember Bessemer City? That was a great run. And then one of my favorites, Princess Nellie and Noda. Yes. And I was really proud to rhyme with Babe, so that was so much fun. They were just like, they were extraordinary and quirky, and like, when you don't expect to find a pig in Noda.
Right.
Not at all. Not
but
at
it's
all.
so funny now as you visit these different towns and cities around Charlotte, people bring up your stories.
They do.
Like my husband said, oh, the pig was everything. But it's not only just the subject matter, but it's just the inspiration and sometimes the message behind it.
Absolutely.
And I just thank all the people who opened up their hearts. The best people to interview are the ones who don't want to go on camera.
Absolutely.
And that's what you find.
Yeah, and like this, I think the Kindred Spirit mailbox is kind of one of those stories that really just captures what we want. And I do want to show the production room. Can we take that camera shot really, really quick? Because a lot more people put this show together. There's Lauren waving. She's our producer. Beth, we've got these guys. I'm not going to pull them on camera, but Stuart, Randy, Mac, Jack's flying the drone, Anthony, Corey, and then Jenna, Jack, and Adam. That's just a few people who really put this show together.
Yes, and Brian Blakely who comes out when I'm not here, Morgan who holds it down inside the studio. It's just so amazing. This whole hometown team, Casey Clark for giving us the resources and everything to be able to do hometown, but really your inspiration, Maureen. We want to thank you so much. I'm going to send it back to the studio. I know we're out of time, but just thank you for opening your hearts and your homes to our hometown series.
Yeah, Lauren was the one in the control room saying rap, rap, rap. But yeah, thank you to everyone out in the community for welcoming us into their towns. It's been a blast. Thanks so much for watching here at 5. Carolina's own Queen City News at 6 with Brian Blakely starts right now.